Welcome back to the Crochet Credits. So it's my friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm calling this stitch the dense single crochet. So this is not just single crochet. This is actually a combination of doing single crochet two together, but the way that it's happening, it makes it for being very dense. You would want to use something like this when it comes to a rug, or just wanting to thicken up the material, even a weighted blanket. So you can see that it's really quite stiff looking because it's quite dense. And so I'm going to show you a diagram on what you're looking at so that you can understand it even more. So here's my crochet diagram, and so there's no stitch combinations required for this, so there's no minimum number. You can do it for anything that you would like to do. Once you do the first row and you do your chain, you're going to single crochet the second chain and the third one away from the hook together as a single crochet two together. When you do the next two together stitch, you're going to use the same leg, the stitch where this is going into, you're going to use that one, then plus the new one. And so when you do the next one, you're going to use the one that is already having a leg and then the next new one, and you keep doing that all the way. And the trick is that at the very end, you have to have one single crochet that sits by itself. If you don't include this, you're going to be removing a stitch every time. So when you go back across, when you go to chain one, the first two become two together, and then you use the leg of this one here and make this two together. And so there's essentially two stitches in every stitch going all the way across, which makes it very dense. And so let's show you how to do that. Let's begin with the slip knot to start. You don't require a minimum chain number to make this happen. You just can chain until you're happy. Just remember that when you do a chain work, it does reduce by 20% when you go across the first row. So if you have 100 chains laying down, by the time you get across row number one, it'll only appear to be 80 wide because it does reduce by 20%. So just chain the number that you would like to do. And when you're happy with the width of it, you can stop and then do row number one. And so let's do that next. Row number one is going to allow us to get established on this pattern. So you're going to use the second chain from the hook. So this is first, and I use the back hump of the chain because it looks nicer. And you're just going to go into the back chain, yarn over, pull through one. You're then going to go to the next empty chain, insert your hook in, pull through, and now you have 3 loops on the hook. This is a two together single crochet. So yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So the trick to this particular stitch is that this here is the last leg of this two together. So when you go in, you're going to use the same stitch, okay, and then you're going to wrap around, pull through, and then move to the next empty stitch, going in, wrap around, pull through, and then pull through all 3. So it's doing a combination and thickening up your stitches. So you're always going to use the last one that you were just in. So go into that one first, yarn over, pull through, and then go to the next empty one. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So essentially each stitch has 2 stitches in it. So use the same last stitch, then move on to the next. Yarn over, pull through all 3. And you're just going to do that all the way across your chain. And I'll see you at the end of the chain in a moment. So I'm coming close to the end of the chain. Just continue to use the last one that you were just in, and then the new one, pull through 3 loops. So you're on your last one here, so use this one, yarn over, pull through, and use your last chain, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through all 3. If you turn right now, you're going to be missing a stitch. So in the very last stitch that you were just in, you need to put 1 single crochet that is going to be by itself. If you don't do that, you're going to end up with a reduction of a stitch, which is not what you want. So you're going to turn your work, and let's do row number 2. Row number 2, in all other rows, just chain 1 to start, and you're going to use the first one and the second as a 2 together single crochet. So just going in, pull through, and then come into the next one, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So you're going to use the same last one that you were just in. So you're just going to go on and yarn in, going in, yarn over, pull through, and then go into the next empty one. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So into the same one that you were just in, last leg of that one, and then a new one, and pull through all 3. And this is all the stitches. It makes it for very dense. You would want to use this on stuff like mats, anything like that, where you require the project to be dense. So if you accidentally just go to your next one and not go into the one that you were just in, you're going to be missing a stitch. So make sure that you always use the same last leg of the last stitch in order to keep this concept going. So I'm coming up to the very end. So I'm coming into the second last one, coming to your last one, pull through all 3 loops. If you turn now, you're going to be missing a stitch. So you have to put in 1 single crochet that sits by itself at the end of each time of the rows in order to keep the edging flat. And so you'll notice that it's almost like a bubble that pops out, and it's really quite cool. And this is a dense single crochet.